G'day and welcome to my assignment for Cultural History of Books and Reading. I've chosen the book Magical Thinking by Augusten Burroughs. It's an interesting book. It's the second of 3 titles in the series and is autobiographical in nature. The author, as I said, is Augusten Burroughs, and it was originally printed and created in America by St. Martin's Press. When it came to Australia and New Zealand, however, it was first published by Hachette and Livre. This edition specifically was also created by Hachette and Livre. However, it was produced 1 year after its original production in 2005. The book in Australia was printed in Adelaide by Griffin Press, and not a lot is said about the book in its copyright sheet. In fact, the only sort of identifying mark for edition would be the ISBN, which is 073361985. So I guess now we'll get to the parts of the book. I found this exercise really interesting. I'd never really looked at a book before and gone, oh my god, there's so many parts, but there are quite a few parts. So in my book, here are the parts. Cover, spine, copyright page, acknowledgements, title page, table of contents, dedication page, and finally, the text. So as I said before, Magical Thinking was the second part to a 3-part series. The first part, Dry, was wildly successful and made it to the New York Times bestsellers list quite quickly. Because of this, Magical Thinking was eagerly awaited by Dry's ravenous fans. And as such, Magical Thinking also made it to the New York's bestsellers list. It was well received, still getting 5 stars to this day on internet websites such as Amazon.com. Now in the beginning, I stated that this was an autobiography/memoir. Autobiographies tend to tell the reader that this is 100% factual, nothing's been made up, and in fact the only thing that's been changed, sometimes, are the names. However, a family's reputation was basically destroyed in the book, and they were portrayed pretty meanly. The Finch family, as they're referred to in the book, was made out to be quite crazy, very different from a normal family. The Finch family has since come out and said that this is not, in fact, factual and more of a dramatisation. This didn't seem to hurt the book at all, as sales still drove through the controversy. I was given the book in Year 10. It was given to me by a teacher at a tough time, just before my HSC. While I've had the book for a long time, it doesn't seem to have occurred much damage. Over 9 years, you'd expect it to be a bit beaten up, but all it really has is a page falling out at the front. The outside is quite yellow. The edges, you can see, have taken a bit of a beating, but not as much as I'd expect. The pages are still a crisp white like I first bought it. I moved around a lot since I got this book, and it's followed me everywhere. I've probably read it about 4 or 5 times. And so, when doing this review, I expected to look closely and find a lot of damage. It's probably fared so well because I tend to treat books really well. I have all these rules connected to ownership of the book. For instance, I can't stand dog-earing books. If you bend the page, it's like you've ruined it. It's no longer what it used to be. Also, if you break the spine, that's scary. It's like breaking someone's back. And the book never sits the same again. And you get this crazy crease along the spine, and you can always tell that someone's left it upside down or cracked it. This book shows none of the telltale signs, which for me is a great thing. It means that I've cherished this book from the beginning. I've had many uses for the book, seeing as it's travelled with me a long way. I mean, around the country. It's been a beer coaster, a doorstop for the front door. It's been in my library, and propped up my laptop for movies. I've read the book in many places, but reading for me is wherever you're comfortable.